Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, PDAC 2020 in Toronto. It's day 2 and we are at the booth now of Skeena Resources. And I have the chance to talk to the first time now here to Walter Coles. He is the CEO of the company. Walter, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here with you.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. And we were just talking before that interview. I said, your company is really outstanding. We have featured you so many times in the news flashes in the last months because you produce drill results like I think other companies don't do that in a year, what you have done. And so maybe first you give us a short overview on the company. Where are you working? What are you doing? And then let's dive into the Eskay Creek project.
Yep. We're operating in the northwestern portion of British Columbia. We have several projects, but it's really one project that is performing beyond any expectations we could have had. Mm-hmm. It's the Eskay Creek project. It's a past-producing, high-grade mine. It operated in the 90s and 2000s when gold prices were much, much lower. Mm-hmm. Now we have a very high gold price, and we're going after the remnants of what was left back, when the previous operator didn't think the grade was good enough.
Yeah. Crazy. And so you have bought that whole thing?
No, we have an option with Barrick.
Okay.
It's a 3-year option, mm-hmm. So we're in the last year of that option. Mm-hmm. So we will exercise before the end of this year. We will pay Barrick. We have to pay them $10 million mm-hmm. to purchase the asset outright, and then mm-hmm. we'll own 100%.
Super. Yeah, for $10 million, that's a fair deal, I would say.
It is. It's an incredible deal.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Great. Okay, Eskay Creek project. It is an old mine-like, right? And you guys, as I said, you have produced such fantastic drill results. They're outstanding. Maybe you can comment a bit on that.
Well,
how did that come together?
Well, the first thing I'd back up and say it was a past high-grade underground mine. Mm-hmm. And so our difference was to say, what would this look like if we came in and changed it into an open pit mine? Mm-hmm. The other big change is that we now have hydroelectric facility 7 kilometers from the mine site that did not exist mm-hmm. back when the mine operated before. It was only expensive diesel or propane that provided the energy for the mine. So now we have cheap, clean power, mm-hmm. and because the price of gold is much, much higher, and we have a very supportive government and very supportive First Nations, now we can get this permitted, we think, quickly and back into production.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
And the drill results are just reflective of an incredible deposit.
But you have drilled from the surface, right?
Correct.
So not of course not underground. I mean, there are some old stoping for sure, yeah?
Well, but, the old stopes were backfilled with mm-hmm. cement and river rock. Mm-hmm. So they're all, when we go to do this as an open pit mine, we don't have to worry about mining into voids because they were filled back in.
Okay, so it's all stable. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So how deep have you drilled? What are some intercepts? Because I remember something with 25 grams over 28 meters and stuff like that. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Eskay is one of those projects when you work with it closely, you start to go, oh, it's only 25 grams over 25 meters. I mean, it's just this gift that just keeps on giving mm-hmm. In terms of grade. Now, the deepest part of the open pit that we've modeled is 180 meters. So this is a shallow.
That's not deep.
It's a shallow open pit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so what are the next steps now? I mean, you have drilled a lot, and let's say, will you put out another resource estimate, or do you want to say, oh no, you know what, we start already with maybe a pre-feasibility then, or do you want to do that after you have done the deal with Barrick for sure then? Yeah. So what is the game plan?
Yeah. So we're limited in areas that we can drill while it's still an option property. Mm-hmm. Once we buy it and own it 100%, we can drill anywhere we want to on the project. Mm-hmm. And the reason that's important is because there's certain areas of infill that we need to do mm-hmm. that we're not allowed to do yet. So we can't move the project to pre-feasibility until we own it 100% and complete that infill drilling. Mm-hmm. So right now we're doing all of the infill that's outside of that 25-meter restriction area. Mm-hmm. Around historical workings. Mm-hmm. And we're also starting to do some exploration right now, and I think we'll have some of the first step-out holes released in the next month, mm-hmm. and we'll see. I mean, you never know. It's exploration, right? But mm-hmm. Our hope is that we'll have some good intercepts for our investors and to show the market.
Okay, super. So maybe some more positive surprises?
Yeah, I think this is the kind of deposit that can give you really nice positive surprises.
It looks really like that.
So we have to do the infill drilling.
Yeah.
We have to complete that before we can finish the pre-feasibility study. Mm-hmm. So our hope is we'll have the pre-feasibility study out in the first half of next year.
Okay.
And we will certainly have a resource update before then.
Okay, fantastic. So what is cash in the bank now? I mean, you have to pay those 10 million, you have to make, let's say G&A and all that stuff, you have to pay for the drilling. Are you cashed up for that?
We raised $16 million in December. It's Canadian. We also, in the last couple of weeks, announced that we're selling an asset for $8 million of proceeds. So that puts us at around 24. We're also spending money because we have 4 drill rigs turning right now. So I think net, we're probably around 20 million right now of cash in the bank.
So that's still enough, I would say.
Yeah, I think we're well situated for the time being.
Perfect. So what are biggest shareholders, or let's say main shareholders? What has management?
The management and the board are probably all told around 5%. The biggest shareholders are mainly European, Swiss German. We have a very large fund out of Zurich. We have another fund out of Heidelberg and another fund out of Stuttgart. And if I add those 3 together, that's probably 1/3 of the company right there.
Okay.
And then individual high net worth people in Europe, I would guess probably another 10. So we feel really blessed and privileged to have such strong European shareholders.
Fantastic. And you know, Stuttgart is my hometown.
No, I did not know that. Well,
is.
Then we need to,
very stable shareholders, I can guarantee you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh, that's fantastic. Super. Any comments on the market from last week? What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, my own view is this is not going to be a U-shaped correction. It's more of a V. That there's a lot of hysteria and concern and almost panic about this coronavirus, and all the reading that I'm doing, it sort of indicates yes, it does spread, but it doesn't seem that the mortality rates are hopefully I'm correct in saying that they're not going to be too much worse than the flu. So I think that this is a short-term correction, and I guess I would look at it as a buying opportunity.
So did I.
Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely. No, same with your stock price, right? I mean, came down a little bit, but still, that's a buying opportunity here, right?
Yeah, and our stock has moved up a lot in the last year, but I personally feel that we're just getting started. And I was buying stock over the last couple of weeks at over $1. So now we're down.
So the insiders are buying.
Yeah.
That's a very good sign.
I mean, look, this
super.
I personally believe, I can tell you, I will be busting my butt to make sure I earn a lot more on the dollar that I invested than I would earn in anything else. Like I am putting everything I have into this because I believe in Skeena and the potential of this company so much.
Fantastic, great.
Yep.
That's a great final statement. I like that.
Thanks.
And I would say good luck with all the 4 drill rigs turning, and we look really forward to a lot of good news flow.
Well, thank you, and I look forward to meeting more investors in Europe.
Definitely.
With your help.
We do that.
Okay.
Don't worry about
it.
it.
Awesome.
For sure. Thank you very much, Walter.
Okay.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was Walter Coles, the CEO of Skeena Resources, and you heard it, 4 drill rigs. The drills are turning, and we are pretty sure that really a lot of good news flow will come again out of that. And so from that perspective, the company is well financed. $16 million they raised so far. They have approximately then $24 million in the bank with the sale of another asset for $8 million. And of course, they're using money. So let's put it that way. Approximately $20 million by the mid of the year is maybe something which is quite reasonable. And they have to pay $10 million by the end of the year to acquire the option from Barrick. And then they own 100% of Eskay Creek. And then they can do what they want there. So from that side, this will be the next future mine, definitely. I would say check out the company. It is fantastic. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Toronto.